So there are quite a few handy methods to determine stuff like the length of an array, how big of a size it is, and in the later slides we'll talk about what is the highest subscript and how we can use all this to display all the stuff or all the items or the elements inside an array. So if you type in your array name dot length, that gives you the number of elements inside the array. Examples given here that num elements variable is equals to cities, an array which we defined before that. If you put cities dot length, then that assigns the number of elements in the array called cities inside num elements. Uh, if we want to know what is the highest subscript inside a 1D or one-dimensional array, then we use the get upper bound method, and that's just array name dot get upper bound. Then we have to assign 0 in parentheses after get upper bound. 0 is specifying that we are looking at a one-dimensional array. Later when we talk about two-dimensional array, it's going to be different. It's not going to be 0. So we can use that and get the upper bound. An example is given here. And so using these two methods, we can basically look at each array element one by one, and we can write a simple code to make like a list box or a combo box of all the elements inside an array. And example is given here how to traverse or how to cover all the one dimension or cover all the items or elements inside a one-dimensional array and make a list box out of it. So we're basically using two kinds of loops to or two kind of loop methods to display this, using a for next, where we have defined subscript as the counter, and we have defined a highest sub variable, which is basically equals to the upper bound of states, which is our array. And so using the for method, for next method, we are adding items to state list box every time the for loop runs basically. So state list box dot items dot add, and in parentheses we have states, and in parentheses subscript, which is our counter and which basically goes to each subscript of the array. And very similar to that, we have the while loop, where we are incrementing the subscript by 1 each time of the loop. So I mean, now we see how we can use the get upper bound and the length to actually look at all the elements inside an array.